we're going to talk about the percent proportion today. If you can see right here, this is the percent proportion. Remember, a proportion is two ratios set equal to each other. So we're going to take the part over the whole, and we're going to set it equal to a percent over 100. Remember, a percent means a number over 100, or out of 100. And then over here is kind of a key. It's the same proportion. This is also your percent proportion, but you're just going to use some keywords. So the keyword is kind of represents the part, and the keyword of kind of represents the whole. So that's going to help you know which number goes on top that represents the part, and which number goes on the bottom that represents the whole. So these two proportions mean the exact same thing. So let's do a couple, and I think once we do a couple, hopefully it will kind of make a little bit more sense rather than me just talking about it. So if we look at example number 1, what percent of 15 is 12? Okay, so we're going to break this question down into 3 parts. The first part is what percent, okay? We don't know, it doesn't tell us what percent. That's what we're looking for. If there was a percent, we would have a number in that question with the percent sign after it. So we don't know that. So if you look up here, we don't have a percent number with the percent, so we're going to put an X above 100. And then it says of 15, so of is your keyword here, 15 represents your whole. So down here in the bottom, we're going to write 15. And then is 12. Is my keyword for the part. So 12 goes on top. So now we're just going to use our cross multiply and divide to figure this out. So I'm going to take 12 times 100, and then we're going to divide it by 15. And when I do that, I get X equals 80%. Okay, so that tells me if I have a quiz and I get 12 out of 15 on my quiz, that means I got 80% right. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and go down to example 2. Example 2 says, what number is 36%? So 36% should be a clue here. Whenever I see a number with a percent sign, I'm going to put that over 100. Okay? And then of 50. Of is my keyword for the whole. So 50 is going to go on the bottom. And then what number is? We don't know what number is. So we're going to put an X for the part. So there's a couple different ways you can solve this one. You could say, okay, I know that 50 times 2 is 100. So what number times 2 is 36? But if you don't know that, then you can just do your cross multiply. So take 50 times 36, and you get 1,800, and then divide by your 100, and you should get 18. So X is equal to 18. So if you get 18 out of 50, that would be 36%. Okay? Now look at number 3. 150%. So I already know 150%. 150 goes over 100. Remember, you can have a percent that's over 100. Of what number? Of what number? Of is your keyword. We don't know. So my whole is going to have an X. Is 24. So is 24. So 24 is my part. So we're going to go ahead and multiply 24 times 100, and I get 2,400, and then I'm going to divide it by 150, and so X is equal to 16. Maybe you did extra credit on an assignment, so you got more than what it's worth. You could get 150%. Okay, so now I'd like you to maybe stop for a second and try to do the last two on your own, and then you can go ahead and check it, okay? So just stop the recording, try to do the next two on your own, and then I'll do them here, and you can check it, okay? So, all right, welcome back. We're going to go ahead and set up our proportion. And remember, 100 always goes down here on the bottom right. What number is, this is similar to number 2. So what number is, I don't know. So I'm going to put an X on the part. 24%, my percent goes over 100 of 50. So 50 is my whole. Okay, so again, I can do cross multiply divide, or I can say, okay, I know 50 times 2 is 100. What number times 2 is 24? I should know that X is 12. But again, if you don't know that, do your cross multiply and divide. 50 times 24 is 1,200. Divide that by 100 and you still should get 12. Okay? All right, let's do our last one here. Set up my proportion. Sorry about my handwriting. I'm trying to write on the screen and it's not very good. I'm going to redo that so it looks a little nicer. Oh my. Okay. There, that's better. Okay, so 9.5 is, so that's my part. What percent? There's no number with the percent sign, so I know that my X goes over 100. And then of 25. Of 25. So I'm going to do 9.5 times 100, and I get 950, and then I'm going to divide that by 25, and I get 38%. Okay? All right, I hope this kind of helps start you up on this. I'm going to include a worksheet with in your Google Classroom assignment, and then I will also get you a key. So hope you're staying safe and healthy, and I hope I get to see you soon. Bye.